All the way from Seattle, guys, come on. This is gonna be an awesome show. Who's ready for it? Normally I'm the host, but tonight we have a really special occurrence. Matt Kona here, he has too many things, so he's gonna get rid of these things on you. Okay, it's called the Matt Kona Yard Sale Show. So if you're trying to refurnish your house, you probably won't be able to do it with this stuff. But it's still gonna be a really fun show. You might get some weird stuff too. Who knows? This guy is so funny. I want you guys to give your undivided applause to my friend, Matt Kona.
So I didn't bring any of my stuff tonight, but you guys probably don't want it anyway. Hey, I did bring a pair of pants, but I just got here, so I'm not going to put them on. No pants comedy show, everyone. I'm de-hoarding my pants, if anyone is interested. I only have one pair. I think it's a 32 or something. 32 special. Woo! Yeah, let's give it up for my waistline. I'm deteriorating. Okay. You guys are in the bullpen. Why does nobody want to pay the extra $100 to sit in the front row? I don't get it. All right. Hey, by a standing ovation, how's everyone doing tonight? Okay, yeah. All right, by a round of applause. Who here knows what a standing ovation is? Okay, not everyone is as educated as the guy I'm going to bring up in 2 minutes. I am a bit of a hoarder. I've tried to do this show many times. It's always been disastrous. So I thought, hey, why not just bring anything this time? We could go out to my car. I do have a lot of junk in my trunk, if you will. Which I don't even like the phrase junk in the trunk. Like men say, like a woman with a little junk in their trunk. I'm like, listen, not into dingleberries, okay? That was a heady, gross joke. A wise crack, if you will. Or a shit joke in 2 senses. Good? Okay. I'll take the individual ha. Text, get a front row text, another self-esteem boost. Whenever you're a comic and you see that big blue screen of don't give a fuck, it just kinda, it's like 2 negative applause breaks. That's what I have. I don't even have any jokes about hoarding. You would think I do. I do have all of my jokes. So why don't, I'll just do all the jokes I'm still hoarding that are no longer topical, right? Like Brittany Murphy does. I'm trying to think of the oldest joke. Okay. Does anyone here already go into the crowd? No, I'm not going. I'm going to ignore the crowd. I feel like I'm being heckled by dishes right now. That's how you know you're doing good. They're like, we're going to start cleaning up. After this next joke, we're going to start putting the chairs on top of the table. It is interesting to be performing in a brewery because I quit drinking. Yeah, all right, that's cool. It's just that from here on out, it's all vodka-soaked tampons. I quit drinking, but that's a loophole. It's also my nickname for my butthole. Secondary nickname, Absolute Salad. Just 80 proof. What I'm saying is that bartenders dislike me. Specifically how I order a martini. I say, hey, no olive this time, and slightly dirty. That's how I like my martinis, not how I keep my loophole. Also, please, remove the toothpick, for God's sakes. Let it out, sir. I'm not getting much laughter from anyone else on the old... Do we have a lot of recovering butt chuggers in the crowd tonight? Is that what it is? That's what it is. No, I do drink when I get paid in drinks, so I will be drinking tonight. Comedy is a lucrative career. in terms of, I used to be a vegan, which I have to explain to people because sometimes they'll confuse it with other things like vegetarian or homosexual. It is slightly different. Sometimes it's different. It means you don't eat meat, you don't eat dairy products, and you don't make sense to the rest of your family. That is 100% true. The first time I went out to lunch with my dad, I thought we could go someplace that we would both enjoy. And we did. We went to a place, they had their own vegetarian section of the menu, but the third item was a tuna salad. Yeah, like, oh, they think it's vegetarian because of what it's surrounded by. That's the equivalent of the third item under their seafood menu is a pork sandwich, just because the pig drowned. So I thought I could order a veggie burger. I can do that nowadays. It's the 90s. They sell them everywhere. If you're having an acid flashback, it's not really the 90s, although it does look that way on stage. It looked like Kurt Cobain if he missed, you know, just some split ends on one side. All apologies if you didn't like that joke. It's a new joke. It's still in utero. Okay, you know. There's more to it, but never mind. I hate myself and want to die. That's a deep cut. That's on the Beavis and Butthead experience. But the thing with the veggie burger is that they're not always made vegan. Sometimes they'll have things like cheese or egg whites or fur coats and leather jackets. Things that are bad for you. So I asked the waitress, turns out it was vegan, ordered it. She walked away, and my dad just looked at me like so disappointed in my life choices. He says, you know, you used to love cheeseburgers. Because we ate outside, and it was very windy. I just looked at my dad and I said, you know, you used to love Mom. And now neither of us eat those things, so move on, Dad. All right. That joke always gets a goodbye hug. But my dad is cool, although he'll do this thing that your dads might do, or you might be a dad that does this. We'll try to use cool young people slang in everyday conversation. For instance, called him up on New Year's Day, said, hey Dad, how was your New Year's Eve? He goes, it was pretty gnarly, dude. I said, gnarly? That wasn't even cool when I was a kid. What did you do? He goes, ended up getting my swerve on. I said, Dad, there is no cool way to say you drove home drunk. Yeah, good drinking and driving jokes at a bar. Everyone. Everyone's safe. As long as it's gluten-free, it's okay to drink and drive. So order the one. Or if you drink a beer called Scooter and you drive home not in a car, it makes it okay. Don't do it. It's not okay if your name is Scooter, though, in my opinion. There are a lot of weird names. For instance, those of you who are professional wrestling fans and read Bret Hart's book, like I did, you might know that his brother's daughter, her name is Satanic Ecstasy Heart.
What?
Yes. Yes. I know. More of a boy's name, right? More of a boy's name. What is up with that? Now you guys are looking at me like, Jesus Christ. This guy looks more like Jesus Christ. But if he didn't believe in himself. I look like I can't even turn water into ice. I can't even get 12 people to follow me on Twitter. Actually, you guys can make that difference now. Just get on your phones. Get back on your phones, sir. Follow @MattKona. My last name is spelled K-O-N-A, like Knockout Narcotics Anonymous. That is my goal. They've had it too good for too long, and we all know those meetings just take place so one mole can find out who can score the really good shit. I only do soft drugs now. I was going to tell a marijuana joke, but I don't think that will resonate, so let's just move on. But you guys seem like cool young people. I identify with you. After the show, we'll do a fist bump. You know the fist bump, where you punch cocaine into your face. Whoa! Woo! Stayed up all last night researching that one. Alright. A little early for cocaine jokes. We'll move in a different direction. Back to the Jesus material. I look like I could turn a bag of fish and a loaf of bread into just a giant waste of food. Like if I ever had that kind of... No wonder it's the Last Supper. No one's coming over for soggy fish bread anymore. People first started saying that as my hair grew longer, and I thought, I don't really see it. I'm like, I kind of see it. Oh, they nailed it. Dad bless you for laughing at that. Dad bless you. Sometimes that joke dies on stage, and I gotta wait 3 days to bring it back. So, yes. Unfamiliar with Easter, are you? Okay. That's cool. I feel like coffee beans are being filled up now. This place is wacky. I went to the wrong... Slumbrew... Alright, you guys are popular because Google Maps gave me the address of like the American Brew Co. So do you service them? Do you take... They're by Legoland. I accidentally drove to Legoland on the way here. Talk about a blockhead move. Yeah, not everyone got that joke. Some assembly is required. Too much plastic. Good. I like to start on a lull. I'm going to go into my car and bring a bunch of shit nobody will want in and then not be able to fit it back into my car. It's also a very difficult place to be displaying items for a yard sale because I have to hold them under this like one light, this one beam. This is more like scary stories to tell in the dark. Okay. Reasonably silent, like it. But I have shoulder length hair because I think it goes well with my shoulder width shoulders. I'm growing it out to donate to a sperm bank because for some guys, magazines and videos are not good enough. They need a little pheromone action. Best is obviously I don't have to cut it off. I can just shut it in a door and they can smell it through the cracks. Okay, my weirdest joke. You guys kind of... But for real, I've donated 3 times to Locks of Love, which is an organization that takes hair from the heads of saints and makes wigs out of it. And I've been growing this beard, and I want to be charitable with that, but I'll save every man in here with a beard a phone call. Locks of Love does not accept beard hair. I've had to go into business myself. I've started a new club called Merkins of Mirth. If you don't know what a merkin is, well, it's a different kind of wig. It's one you would get in trouble if you showed it off in public and you weren't at a nude beach. It's a pubic wig, everyone. A merkin is a pubic wig, and mirth is a feeling of extreme joy. Like when you find out what a merkin is. Most audiences find out what a merkin is. You guys thought that joke was Bush League. I get it. Okay. Open mouth, silent laugh. Well, the dishes are almost done, so that means it's time for your first comic. But after the show, I will be selling some Merc merch by the back door. Because that's where Merkins go, by the back door. But don't accidentally put it over your loophole. Okay. Good. Remember earlier when I did the tampon, I can only order a martini doing a headstand? That was my act out of a headstand, just bending over slightly at the waist. That shows how athletic I am. But I actually have washboard abs. And by that I mean I'm constantly rubbing them against filthy clothing. Just so hungry.